Right guys, we're back. It's only Saturday the, I think it's the 16th of October, or 15th, one of the two. And yeah, we've only come down baiting up. We was here last early hours yesterday morning. But yeah, I just didn't want there to, because there's obviously going to be a 2-night gap between yesterday morning and me next night. I didn't want to go into tonight knowing that there might not be any bait out there as they're swimming through. So yeah, I'm going to put some bait in a minute. I've come down dressed as a civilian today. Yeah, I haven't come down here in fishing clothes or my usual worn out old jogging bottoms or anything. Yeah, so but I've come down with it all in a normal carrier bag, 2 little buckets. That way I blend in with people walking. But yeah, fingers crossed we can keep it going. It's been really good up until now. Like I say, still after that elusive big one, but I don't know, I just feel we're getting closer and closer. I've got another couple of weeks where I think I've got it in me to try and do every other night. Apart from at weekends, I won't do weekends. I won't do Friday and Saturday nights. And I've, you know, just walking down here, I've just seen 2 boats go through, and yeah, no, I'm not into that. I'm still umming and ahhing whether to do a full day and 2 nights, because obviously I haven't fished a full day to see if you get any bites in the daytime. There's every chance they could be visiting the bait in the daytime. You know, they're not being pressured by it, you know, in any way during the days and that, so they could be eating in the daytime. So it'd be interesting to do a full day if I can get it. If I'll be able to swing it at all, it might be this coming Monday, which is only 2 days time. So I'll be doing the Sunday, Monday, and the Monday night, going home early Tuesday. So yeah, right, let's get some bait in. Next time you see me will be when I'm back on the bank tomorrow evening. Fingers crossed for some more. Well guys, as promised, we're back. Yeah, Sunday the 17th of October, and we're back a little bit earlier than usual. It's only about 2:30 now, 25 to 3. Yeah, sadly we've only got an overnighter. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that, what I'd like to, which is a full day and 2 nights in a row. Just would have been nice to see whether they're visiting the area in the daytime, whether I can get bites in the daytime. Certainly haven't had a bite before dark as yet. Had one approaching dark, one of the first bites we had when we first started fishing this bit. But yeah, yeah, let's literally just put the barrow down, that's why I'm a little bit out of breath. But yeah, we should get ourselves set up. Knocked up a load of rigs at home, get the rods out, and await developments. Hopefully they've still been visiting the area, and hopefully we can get them in amongst some more. Fingers crossed anyway. Right guys, we're here, the rods are out, nice and early today. It's about 4:10 now, and yeah, they're out there. I mean, I wanted to get here a little bit earlier being a Sunday. You know, I was hoping to get, you know, 2 nights and a full day in, but I don't know when that's going to happen, or even if that will happen before the rain comes back and the river floods again. So yeah, we've got here a little bit earlier today, just we've got a few hours of daylight just to see if anything occurs. But yeah, what I wanted to mention guys is, when you're setting your rods up, you know, I mean, when your line's in that water, you don't know what's happening from 1 minute to the next, or what happens to your line on a bite or anything like that. Although you don't see me do it, I always check my line, whether it's at home or on the bank. I check my line between each session. I check my line, I walk my line along the bank. I mean, I'm only fishing, what, 7, 8 wraps across, so I'll go to about 10 wraps, check my line's all right. And today, when I've done it, I ended up losing a fair amount. Yeah, I know there's, you know, where I'm backleaded, I know there's little tiny twigs or something like that poking out, and it was, I reckon what it is where you get a take and you're fishing a tight clutch. I think what's happened is the abrasions happened when it's gone, when the line's trying to come up and out of that twig on the bottom, because it was about a foot, I suppose, but it literally would have worked out. It was roughly where the back lead went in the water, so it's always worth checking it, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be going, you know, for 5 minutes, you know, 5-10 minutes of your time, you don't want to be, you know, have that fish of a lifetime on and go and lose it because you haven't checked your line. Yeah, very, very important. Don't want to be, you know, sometimes at the end of the day you have to sit there for some time between bites, so when you do get a bite you certainly don't want to lose it through lack of checking. But yeah, like I say, the rods are out now, the usual helping of ASM and monster particles over the top. It's looking good, very, very autumn fired out there now, leaves, thousands of leaves drifting down. Yeah, just got to hope that they're visiting the area. It was a couple of nights ago now, well, what we on Sunday, Thursday night was the last night I've done, but I've made sure that there's been bait in here each night in between, so fingers crossed that they'll move through the section again tonight, or if they ain't out there now. Unless we see something, there's certainly no way of knowing unless we have any liners on that. So, yeah, boat traffic was certainly lively again when I arrived. But that'll die out now. Being a Sunday, people should start going home now for dinner or just to chill. So yeah, I'm gonna have to tie a couple more rigs in a minute just to be on the safe side and await developments. Something about that, something about when you bait up though, you know, it just gives you that little bit more confidence. I mean, I'm always confident when I go, but baiting up just gives you that little bit more of an edge. You just got to hope that once they've come through and found it once or twice, that they come back looking for it again. They have done so far, that's for sure. Yes. Right. Let's tie some more rigs. Well, there we go, guys. There's one of the rigs I'm using. It's a semi-stiff coated braid, and yeah, just a blowback rig. That's with a crank hook on there, because yeah, it's more aggressive like that. So I found that they're good for grabbing a lot of the bottom lip when they go in. So yeah, but yeah, nothing hard about that rig. Very, very effective. Yeah, so fingers crossed they come through. It feels good for it though, about 15-16 degrees today, and it feels lovely. Well guys, look how busy it is this afternoon on a Sunday. You've got a guy the other side of the bridge, him and his mate, they're magnet fishing. Then you've got all this lot. All the joys of river carp fishing. Well guys, a bit like fishing the park today. We've even got a dog in the water up there now. Yeah, very, very busy for a Sunday. We shall have to wait for the dark hours, I think. Well guys, won't be long and night will be upon us. But yeah, no, I was sitting in the bivvy earlier and I was thinking what a touch that was the last night I'd done. In the fact that I had 3 and 2 of them come on the new rod, which was the right result. Yeah. But yeah, it's been carnage here this afternoon. Yeah, it's been boats and they've been magnet fishing and dogs going in, and yeah, definitely gonna have to wait and see what happens under the cover of darkness, because I can't see a lot happening at the minute. But yeah, it's got high hopes for this evening. Yeah, look over my shoulder, there's a dog still going in right down there. Yeah. Oh well. Like I say, we haven't had a bite in the daylight yet, so I don't think it matters too much. So yeah, better get something to eat on in a minute, and make a cup of tea. Right guys, if anything happens, I shall be, you'll be the first to know. Fingers crossed it does. Speak to you in a bit. Morning all. The incredible run of having 16 nights where I had a bite every night has ended. Yeah, strangely enough, I did have 2 bites, but they were from bream, so yeah, it was a much different night. It was the full moon. Yeah, there was no signs of activity out there at all, other than the 2 bites from the bream. Yeah, but we'll be back. We'll have a night's break and we'll be back. I'm sure they'll be visiting the area still. But yeah, we just got to keep going, keep trying. I knew it was going to end sooner or later as it gets colder. It's only about 5 degrees at the minute. But yeah, it was a shocker. I didn't expect that, to be honest. I expected more, especially with the last night doing 3, you know. Yeah, but like I say, no liners, nothing, no signs to say that the carp were in the area at all. And it's that dreaded time now. I think we'll be leaving the rods out an extra 5 or 10 minutes this morning. They'll be the last things to come in now, just in case there's a late bite. But yeah, I should put another helping of bait out this morning, and we'll be back. Still think there's more in it. You know, we're on 34 now. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's exciting fishing. You don't know what's coming along next. So yeah, roll on tomorrow night. We'll be back. And I can't wait. Well guys, looking at the weather tonight well and truly could be our last night on the river this year. Yeah, been hoping to keep it going really, but I've seen the forecast, and even though I'm doing the night, going to be sketchy come first light tomorrow morning. It's 100% rain from 11 o'clock tonight right round till 7 o'clock in the morning, and depending on how heavy it is, you know, depending on what happens to the river, but I do give it the next few days, and I don't think it's going to cope with it after that. So yeah, we'll see. Obviously the last night drew a blank, just too breen to show for our efforts, but I was definitely due a blank, you know. 16 nights where I had a bite, at least one bite every night. Yeah, I definitely was pushing, you know. Well, I was due a blank night, to be fair. So yeah, we'll see what happens tonight. You know, it might be another one yet. Put a good help in a bait when I left yesterday morning, and yeah, we're back. So I'm just about to finish something to eat and get the gear down to the swim, and fingers crossed for tonight. See you on the bank in a bit. Well guys, we're back. How many more nights have we got now? It's weather forecast for tonight is not looking good at all. But we're back, yeah, on the hunt for that elusive big one. But yeah, it really is a question mark now over how many more nights we're going to get, if any more after tonight. I mean, the rain's meant to come in about 11 o'clock, and yeah, 100% for about 5 hours. So depending on how hard it is, it'll be dependent on whether we can get back for another go. But time will tell. Meanwhile, we should get set up, get the rods out. Definitely in need of a nice hot drink. Well, sadly guys, yeah, the river's looking the best it's looked in a long time. Apart from the obvious, you know, the autumn leaves on me drifting down the river. It's looking really good out there, but that could all change in the next 24 hours, going by the weather forecast. Sadly, so we really don't know how long this autumn pursuit is going to go on. But one thing's for sure, I've loved every minute of it. Caught some cracking fish along the way as well. Fortunate enough, since I've, you know, moved into this new section, to have a couple of 23s and several other nice fish, you know. Some right characters. One's a big sloped heads, leany type looking fish, lots of scales, and yeah, it's been great. I just hope it continues. Just hope the weather don't mess it up. We'll see. You see, if the rain comes in like they say it's going. Yeah, I'm going to tie some more rigs in a minute, and yeah, sit back. I'll probably get an early night tonight. It gets dark so blooming early. I stayed up like I always do, listening and watching Mark last time I was here, and yeah, there was nothing to see or hear, to be honest. Apart from the fact the moon was really bright, it was like we was fishing under torchlight majority of the night. It was very quiet. With a bit of luck that'll change tonight. A bit of luck they'll be back for a feed tonight. Temperature's going to stay up. It's going to be about 15 degrees during the night tonight, 12 to 15. So yeah, it's going to be a nice temperature. Well, the old wood pigeon's joined me now. He's come down for a drink. It's looking good. Feels good for it tonight. Really feels good for it. Temperature is so warm. Fingers crossed they come through here tonight. Proper autumnal now. Be nice to get a nice mirror with its autumnal colours again. But I'll take anything. It's all exciting stuff. Come on, the rods. Let's be having you. Well guys, you can tell it ain't long before the clock's changed, that's for sure. Yeah, it is. If I go like that, it's yeah, we're losing the light fast. Just made a nice cup of tea. But yeah, sitting here watching the water, one thing's definitely noticeable more than it was the other day is the fact there's been loads and loads and loads of small fish. They've been jumping and flipping about everywhere today. Like I say, it's very, very mild. Just hoping that's a sign that there's more fish moving about this evening. Definitely think, I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, I was sure blank, you know, that real good run of bites. But I really do think that moon had something to do with it. It lit that water up like it was like I was fishing under torchlight the other night for most of the night. And that definitely didn't help matters. You know, you always get to see or hear something, you know, in the hours of darkness. But very, very quiet. Other than them two bream, very quiet. There's literally little fish jumping everywhere tonight. Yeah, fingers crossed. But yeah, another thing I did notice last time as well, when I went to reel in the left-hand rod last trip, it was actually in twigs. And the frustrating thing about that was at 3 and then again at 4 in the morning, I had a single bleep each time on that rod. Yeah, you just don't know. But it was definitely out of the game, that rod. So yeah, well, after that, you know, you think you know the spots after, you know, all them bites and that. And it just goes to show there could be something there. So I've moved it slightly right this evening. I had a good lead around. I moved it slightly right, and it seemed lovely there. Didn't feel anything on the way back in, so I only had a couple of casts, you know, just to make sure. But yeah, it seemed really good there. So they're out there anyway. Bait over the top. All we can do now is wait. Feels good though. Feels good. It really does. Like I say, it's unbelievable how warm that breeze is this time of year. As always, guys, if anything happens in the hours of darkness, you will be the first to know. Fingers crossed it does. Come on the carp. Well, morning all. It is only just morning as well, it's 2:15. It's pretty loud out there, it's very, very wet and windy out there. We've had gusts up to about 40 mile an hour. Yeah, sketchy ground on the river, but yeah, can't see under this light, but it's very, very damp to say the least, because yes, after the disastrous night last time out, we've got one. Yeah, I've put it in the sling. Yeah, I didn't want to mess about with it. It's torrential at the time. It's easing off slightly at the moment, but yeah, we've got another common, so fingers crossed it ain't going to be the only one on the night, but I'm well pleased with it anyway. So yeah, just thought I'd update you while I'm still awake. Fingers crossed for another one. Well guys, yeah, last night can only be described as carnage. It turns out in action as well as weather. It's absolutely chucking it down now. We've got to get packed up soon. Yeah, I've got one in each landing net. Not long I had them both, but yeah, I had a load of bream as well. But funny enough, I went to double updates, and at about 4 o'clock, and that knocked the bream on my head, and yeah, had both rods go, and left and right, 6:15 and 6:15, and we've got a mirror and a common, and obviously a common in the sling, so yeah, buzzing. But it really is going to be one of them now. I'm hoping to get back tomorrow to do another night. Obviously they're still coming, they're still visiting, but with this rain, it has rained all night, so I'm convinced that the river, and it's meant to rain all day, but then it's going to be dry for 3 days, so we'll have to pop down tomorrow morning and have a look, see if it's worth coming. Yeah, well pleased with that. Another 3. Yeah, I did wonder whether they were going to visit, you know, after having that, although I'm convinced it was the moon, it was the moonlight, it just lit up the river too bright. I think that's what put them off the other day. But yeah, anyway, it's happened again, which is a result. You know, no big ones again, but all characters. They're all carp along the way. But I just think if it don't flood, I still think there's a chance in a real big one. Anyway, I'm going to start packing up, because I'm going to have to sort these fish out in the rain shortly. You will see them in a bit. Well guys, it might have been a miserable night weather-wise, but it was perfect for the carp. There's one in that one, and one in that one. Yeah, good times. Just put another load of bait out. Fingers crossed this river will stay like that, and we'll be able to get back tomorrow night. Right, let's get the fish sorted out and get going. Well guys, the way the last night went, you know, that blank went on that full moon. Couldn't wish for more really. This is a right little character, this one. A tiny little withered peck. Right prehistoric looking beast, this one. To that. What a cracker. Stunning fish that one is. sea at the river, you really don't know what's coming along next. That was actually the last fish I had, that one. But it just so happened that he was on my, I had my water butt holding the landing net pole handle down, so. Yeah, he's got loads of little weathered fins underneath, he has. Awesome. What a cracking little character that one is. Nice. Yeah, 2 commons and a mirror. Last night. Yeah, he's lovely, this one. Lovely character. Alright, let's get him back and get the others out to show you. Well guys, this one's an absolute cracker. He is mint. Very angry though, this one's been in the sling. Yeah, buzzing. Just got to open the river holes off. They keep coming, so yeah. What a stunning common that one is. Massive mouth in. Yeah, well pleased with that. I haven't weighed any of them. They're all doubles, mid-doubles, something like that. But yeah, who cares? They keep coming. You know, nice to catch them all along the way on the quest for that big one. Good times. Right, let's get the last one out to show you. Then we've got to get going. Always lovely this one, guys. It really is. In. Yeah, it's lovely. It's another one, incredibly cracky condition, that one. Yeah, well pleased with that. Right guys, we've got to get going. We're going home ready for work. So if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Think about subscribing. By all means follow me, Adam Carp Honeyset on Instagram or Adam Honeyset on Facebook. Fingers crossed the river will hold out. It won't flood just yet. I really want to get back. Yeah. See you on the next video. Can't wait. Tight lines guys. Thanks for watching.